Are you truly happy? Are you full-time happy? Are you really, really, really unreasonably happy for no apparent reason? Are you being your inherent, innate, intuitive, true self, which is only happiness? And in that happiness, you are intimate, you are responsive, you are mature, you are joyous and delightful, you are humorous, you are of service to the world, you are in love with me, in love with life, in love, just simply in love for no apparent reason. Are you? And if not, why not? That's the reason. The self-contraction is the ruination of already happiness. You think you can become happy. You think things and others will make you happy. You think, I will make you happy. And if I don't, you retaliate. Because you don't think you're getting your own way. Are we allowed to be simply happy? Happiness, there's a restfulness in real happiness. There's a peace in real happiness. You're feeling at home in this real happiness. There's no division in this real happiness. There's no non-relationship in this happiness. There's only relationship in this happiness. It's a happiness that's indifferent to the arising of conditions. It's a pleasurable oneness with whatever's arising. There's no right or wrong in this happiness. There's no morality, there's no morals and ethics in this happiness. This happiness is prior to everything and everyone and every situation and every activity. Once in that place of already happiness, you can be so responsive and you can make decisions happily. And then there's acceptable and not acceptable behaviors. But there's no clamping down on anyone. From this disposition of already happiness, the body-mind is stable. Doesn't fluctuate. The disposition is stable, is stability. It's only the self-contraction that is the ruination of maturity, stability, intimacy, joy, delight, already happiness. I was going to say, believe me, it's beyond belief. But nevertheless, believe me that your true state is happiness with a capital H, a reality with a capital R. That's beyond all egoic, personal realities. The happiness I'm talking about was never born and will never die. It's constant. The body-mind has a right to be lived by this already happiness, this inherent state. The body-mind is yearning out to be happy, unreasonably happy. Do you need permission to be happy? Well, if you do need it, I give it you. Society expects you to do something in order to deserve happiness. Even you have to pay someone to make you happy. You pay an artist or a comedian. So you go into the theatre and he's on stage acting the fool. Royalty had their own fools. They hired their own fools to break the ice, to break the seriousness of everyday life. Real happiness is prior to seriousness. But it's not frivolous. It's not an accident. It's not conditional. It's not a stimulation. It's not excitement. It's not being made happy by conditions. It already is happiness. Already inherently the case. As my teacher would say, always already the case. Realize this and simply be happy. And then you'll stop your immature ways and your foolish ways and your ridiculousness with one another. The embracement of already happiness is apparent to those who are already happy. It's self-revealing. Can you see the nonsense that this creates amongst us all? The tensions, the emotional blackmail. You rub my back and I'll rub yours, but unless you rub my back, I won't rub yours. The open hand disposition is embracement only. There's no mine and there's no yours in this disposition. There's responsibilities. We don't have anything. We don't own a thing, whatever a thing is. All these patternings and tendencies and social niceties and P's and Q's and all that, that's added. That's not already happiness. I can act the fool, I can act seriously. It's all an act from this disposition. It's a play. I can read something. I can ponder. I can glance. The body-mind in this disposition behaves. In a spontaneous way. It just is being lived by the divine. Oh! Spontaneity. At the fore, but then acts. What is required in any moment is inherently known. Right living is inherent. This is why Jesus said something like, you wouldn't give your friend poison. You know what is right. You know what the poison's for. You know intuitively what's good for the body. The right diet. Just as you know what the right fuel is for your car. You learn that. We learn these rightnesses. If I come into your house, I will learn the rules of your house. The behaviours that are accepted. If we have a dog, the dog needs training. Humans need training. From this disposition, it's obvious what's necessary. Law. And all the dynamics in between. My teacher, my master, Aditya Samaj, was never a trained singer. Someone thought I was a trained professional the other day when I bellowed out. They were absolutely astounded by the sound that this body and mind can make. There was no effort involved. This disposition is effortless. Happiness, that disposition of happiness, if one's there, the functioning from that place is effortless. It's enjoyable. It's a joy to pick up things. It's a joy to wash it and clean it. Give it a bit of spit and polish on the shoes. My mother used to do that. We're losing the natural ability to live and to function easily and effortlessly. We're always looking over, well, I'm not, but are you always looking over your shoulder, wondering what people are thinking about you? You're always trying to do the right thing. Soon get told off. See what we find. The open hand disposition of already happiness is everyone's birthright. And then, from this disposition, you cannot help but love, because that's the quality of this disposition. It's the inherent quality. Like wetness is the inherent quality of water. You cannot have dry water. They talk about dry air, don't they? But anyway, you cannot have non-wet water. Water is wet, and that's the quality of water. The quality of the body-mind that is already happy is love, joy, delight, humour, intimacy. So I give you permission to be happy. Just simply happy, ecstatically happy. So you can dance. There's a book Hadidar wrote, it's called Compulsory Dancing. Listen to me recite it. Are you willing to be happy now and now and now and now? Change your life. Devote yourself to happiness under all circumstances. It's radical. Be this radical devotee of happiness in all moments, no matter what's arising. For God's sake, before this world gets more and more depressed. Don't be a fool. Don't be, don't go along with what society expects of you. Do what God expects of you. Be God. Be that reality. Be that disposition of love, happiness, joy, delight. Under all circumstances, there's not one circumstance, not one condition that this happiness cannot be found. And as you go from one place to another place, make sure that journey is also happy. Be attentive. You cannot help but be attentive. You're conscious all the time, no matter what you see. It's a composition. It's God's composition. Real God, not a create, not an imaginative God with a white beard. None of that absolute nonsense. Once again, you've got permission to be already happy. Da. Subordinate yourself to happiness only. Bow down to happiness only. Aware the heart, not aware the mind. Da. Thank you for listening.